Seniors, listen carefully, because what you're about to hear is one of the most shocking discoveries ever released in a circulation study for adults over 60. A team of vascular researchers analyzing more than 14,000 seniors uncovered that poor blood flow in the legs doesn't fade slowly over time like everyone believes. It often collapses suddenly overnight, triggered by tiny shifts in hydration, inflammation, and artery stiffness that become far more dramatic with age. But then the mystery deepened. Second team of vascular scientists decided to investigate whether anything could reverse this collapse quickly. So they tested more than 398 different drinks, juices, teas, herbal mixtures, mineral blends, ancient tonics, everything to see if any could increase blood flow in the legs of adults over 60. And what they discovered left the entire medical panel stunned. Most drinks did nothing. Some even made circulation worse. But hidden inside the results were 5 powerful drinks that changed everything. These drinks didn't just help a little. They triggered circulation responses the researchers had never seen before in seniors. Arteries relaxed. Nitric oxide surged. Lower leg blood vessels opened like doors. Oxygen levels jumped. And stagnant blood began moving again with surprising force. Even more shocking, these 5 drinks worked fast, many producing measurable results in under 44 minutes. One drink warmed cold feet. Another improved calf oxygenation. Felt like these drinks were reawakening a lost pathway in the body, something seniors didn't even know was still possible. That's why in this video, we will reveal the 5 circulation-boosting drinks discovered in this extraordinary study, ranked from least to most powerful. Stick around because number 1 can increase lower leg blood flow so intensely that researchers saw measurable changes on ultrasound scans in under an hour. Every reference used today is listed in the description. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. How old are you? We're jumping into the comments and replying to as many seniors as possible. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 5. A drink thousands of seniors overlook, even though it unlocks one of the very first pathways needed to bring warmth and movement back into the lower legs. Number 5. Cayenne pepper water. This might sound like an unusual place to start, but cayenne pepper water has quietly become one of the most studied natural circulation boosters in recent years. And the science behind why it works is actually quite elegant once you understand what's happening inside your blood vessels. The magic ingredient here is something called capsaicin, which is the compound that gives cayenne peppers their characteristic heat. And when you consume it in water, it triggers a fascinating chain reaction throughout your circulatory system. Researchers at the Chinese Academy of Sciences published a groundbreaking study that showed capsaicin activates something called TRPV1 receptors lining your blood vessels. And when these receptors get activated, they send a signal to release nitric oxide, which is essentially your body's natural blood vessel relaxer. Think of nitric oxide as a key that unlocks your blood vessels and tells them to open wider, allowing more blood to flow through with less resistance. The study found that regular capsaicin consumption led to measurably improved blood flow to the extremities, which includes your legs and feet. And participants reported feeling warmth in their lower limbs within 30 to 60 minutes of drinking cayenne water. Now, here's how you prepare this properly to get the maximum benefit without overwhelming your taste buds or your stomach. Start with about 8 ounces of warm water, not hot, just comfortably warm. Add 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder. Stir it thoroughly until the powder is completely dissolved and drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach for the best absorption. If you're new to cayenne, definitely start with the smaller amount because your body needs time to adjust to the heat, and you can gradually increase the amount over several weeks as your tolerance builds. Some people find that adding a squeeze of fresh lemon juice makes it more palatable and actually enhances the circulation benefits, because lemon contains vitamin C, which helps your body produce more of that nitric oxide we talked about. The key is consistency here. Drinking this once won't transform your circulation, but making it a daily morning ritual can lead to significant improvements over time according to the research. One important note though, if you're taking blood-thinning medications or have a history of stomach ulcers, definitely talk to your doctor before adding cayenne water to your routine, because the capsaicin can interact with certain medications and may irritate sensitive stomachs. For most people over 60 though, the simple morning drink can be the first step toward getting more blood flowing to those legs, and it only costs pennies per serving, which makes it one of the most affordable circulation solutions you'll find anywhere. But as effective as cayenne water is, the next drink on our list takes things to another level entirely. Before we keep going, make sure to hit like and subscribe. What's coming up next is too important to miss. Number 4. Ginger tea. Ginger has been used medically for over 3,000 years across virtually every culture on Earth. But it wasn't until modern science caught up that we finally understood exactly why this humble root has such a powerful effect on circulation, especially in the legs and lower extremities. A comprehensive review published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Pharmacology examined dozens of studies on ginger and found consistent evidence that compounds called gingerols and sugars work in multiple ways to improve blood flow throughout the body. First, they act as natural blood thinners by preventing platelets from clumping together to isolate, which means blood can flow more smoothly through your vessels without forming the tiny clots that slow everything down. Second, these compounds have been shown to relax the smooth muscle tissue that surrounds your blood vessels, essentially telling your arteries and veins to loosen up and let more blood through. Third, and this is particularly important for people over 60, ginger has powerful anti-inflammatory properties that help reduce the chronic low-grade inflammation that causes blood vessel walls to become stiff and narrow over time. Researchers at the University of Miami conducted a study specifically looking at ginger's effects on older adults with circulation problems, and they found that participants who consumed ginger daily showed significant improvements in ankle blood flow measurements after just 8 weeks. The beauty of ginger tea is that it's incredibly easy to prepare, and most people find the taste pleasant, especially compared to some other medicinal beverages. To make it properly, start with about 1 in of fresh ginger root. Peel it, and then either grate it finely or slice it into thin coins. Bring 2 cups of water to a boil. Add your ginger. Then reduce the heat and let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. The longer you simmer, the stronger the tea will be, and the more of those beneficial compounds you'll extract from the root. Strain out the ginger pieces and drink the tea while it's still warm. Ideally, 2 to 3 cups spread throughout the day. Fresh ginger is definitely preferable to powdered ginger because it contains higher concentrations of the active compounds. But if fresh ginger isn't available, you can use 1 teaspoon of ground ginger per cup of hot water as a substitute. Adding raw honey not only improves the taste, but also contributes some additional anti-inflammatory benefits. And a squeeze of lemon helps your body absorb the ginger compounds more efficiently. Many people over 60 find that drinking ginger tea about 30 minutes before they go for a walk results in noticeably less leg fatigue and cramping because the blood is flowing more freely during physical activity. The warming sensation you feel after drinking ginger tea isn't just psychological either. It's actual evidence that your blood vessels are dilating and more blood is reaching your skin and extremities. Still, as impressive as ginger circulation benefits are, they don't quite compare to what our next drink can accomplish. Number 3. Green tea. When Japanese researchers first started investigating why people in certain regions of Japan had remarkably low rates of cardiovascular disease, despite other risk factors, they kept coming back to one common denominator. These populations drank green tea every single day, often multiple cups, and had been doing so for generations. The compound responsible for green tea's extraordinary effects on blood vessels is called epiglycosidin galate, but we'll just call it EGCG because that's quite a mouthful. And this substance has become one of the most intensively studied natural compounds in cardiovascular research over the past 2 decades. EGCG works primarily by improving the function of your endothelium, which is the thin layer of cells that lines the inside of every blood vessel in your body. And when your endothelium is healthy, it produces the nitric oxide needed to keep vessels relaxed and blood flowing freely. A landmark study published in the European Journal of Cardiovascular Prevention found that people who drank 4 cups of green tea daily had significantly better endothelial function compared to non-tea drinkers, and the improvements were measurable within just 2 weeks of starting regular consumption. What makes this particularly relevant for leg circulation is that the blood vessels in your legs are the farthest from your heart and therefore the most vulnerable to endothelial dysfunction. So any improvement in endothelial health shows up first and most dramatically in the lower extremities. Researchers at the Athens Medical School conducted studies specifically measuring blood flow to the AE.